Hello, 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 and welcome to Life with Love. Today I am going to record my second episode. The scenery is a little different. It's beautiful out in Rhode Island, so I said why not come to the park and record from here. So I'm taking advantage of this beautiful lighting, natural lighting, as well as a green background. So today's episode is going to be all about confidence. So to start off on why I chose the topic, so for every obstacle that I've surpassed, every book that I've read, from every mentor that has guided me to the place I am now, confidence is the topic that's been the most important for me. So I believe it to be the foundation of personal development, so that's kind of why I wanted to expand on my experience and then kind of give a guide or an understanding of how we get this thing, and if you don't have it and you lack it, how do you get it into your life, and how do you so where does confidence even come from? So obviously we're not born with it. No one comes out the womb like, I am extremely confident, nothing can tear me down, I am unshakable. Obviously that's not true. So let's first start understanding where it comes from. So our self-concept, so basically what we believe ourselves, come from different layers. The first one is the parenting, so our home environment, where we were raised. Our second is external, so it comes from the school system, us, the friends in the school system, our colleagues, our peers essentially, and then a third is society, right? So the first layer, I kind of speak to my experience. So at home, I think that's where my self-esteem came from. My parents were always confident in me, right? They were sure of the good daughter they had, so they would say, hey Leanne, you're intelligent, oh you're a pretty girl, you could do anything you want to do. So that's why I've always had high self-esteem. And I think why I lacked in confidence is once I got to my second layer of schooling, that's when I wasn't so, I guess, magical as my parents made me seem. For layer number two, now I have peers that are doing better than me at school, so I'm not as intelligent as my parents. I didn't feel as intelligent as my parents told me I was. And then moving on to, I was a B student, so my teachers didn't make me feel as intelligent as I was. And now I was around more girls, so now I'm comparing myself and I didn't feel as pretty as the other girls. And then now layer number three is, and I'm going to be biased when I say this, but I think women have it the toughest. The layer number three is society. So society just has all these things that we should be. For women, it has all these physical attributes that we need to have: a slim waist, a big booty, or full breasts. And then we have even what we need to be emotionally. Like society tells women need we're just emotional creatures, or we go up and down and you can't figure us out. And then also like we need to cook. We just have all these things of what we should be. So my layer number one is telling me you're magical, right? I'm just extremely intelligent, extremely beautiful, just amazing person. Then layer number two is kind of shaky. You're kind of intelligent, but you're not better than the rest. You're kind of pretty, but there's a million girls more pretty than you. And then layer number three, society, I'm just not fitting any of it. My waist is not as slim as it needs to be. My booty's not as big as it has to be. Maybe I know how to cook, but not as well as I need to. Or I'm not even emotional. I'm a tough girl. So then all these layers are kind of having me shaky. And I think, so that's the number one, kind of understanding these layers, because if you're someone that your layer number one is just not where it should be, you didn't have, you had parents that were just trying to figure out, so they weren't the best to you. Maybe they said, oh, you're stupid when you were doing homework, or you're not, just never told you you're attractive. If you have a shaky layer number one, and then shaky layer number two, and then number three is just a tough shoe to fill, then obviously you have to understand and be good to yourself and have this clarity that it's impossible or it's tough. I'm not gonna say impossible. Some people can get through it, but it's hard for most to just have extremely high self-esteem, let alone extreme confidence in themselves. And what I'm here, or what the main objective of this video is for me to get you in front of the mirror to really look at yourself today. After you watch this video, go look yourself in the mirror and think about all the things that you tie into yourself and try to figure out where they come from, right? Because it's either from an experience, something somebody said, or just a past boyfriend, girlfriend, someone in your life that has influenced you to believe these things about yourself. And kind of wash them out. So repeat all the things that you say, but make sure to wash them out. So if you think that you're not intelligent enough, say I'm not intelligent enough, and then wash it off. Understand where it ties to, and then be able to sit there and just question it. I think that's what's been the most important for me, or the step that I've taken that has helped me the most, is being able to look myself in the mirror and question all these things about myself. Why do I not find myself to be beautiful? Why do I find myself not to be intelligent enough? What does intelligence even means? Does that mean being an A student, or does that mean being a quick learner? Does that mean does intelligent means speaking 6 languages? Does it mean speaking 3 languages? What does intelligence even mean? Because all these things are defined differently by different people. What does beauty mean, right? I think that's important to understand. What does beauty even mean? Does it mean having a small nose, a wide nose, big lips, small lips? What does that mean, right? And then I think once you try to figure out what it means, you'll get to this point that you understand that it means whatever you want it to mean. Beauty it sounds cliche, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And when I did this exercise, when it was recommended to me by a mentor, when I did it to myself, let's say, so one of the things that I pointed out about myself was that I was hairy. So this is a little bit of a social construct, right? Because society tells me that girls aren't supposed to be hairy, but I have a couple hair on my arms. So, and then I questioned it. Okay, I have a couple hairs. Why is that not attractive? Like, it doesn't make my hands look any less different. It's just a couple hairs. And then why is hair on my arms not okay, but hair in my eyebrows okay, and having a head full of hair okay? And when I dissected it and I continued to question it more, then I realized that my hairiness comes from my father. Do you understand? That is it. 2 human beings came together and they were able to create me, and I have a little piece of one of them. My father is a male, so he's a hairy guy. So essentially, being his daughter, I ended up being a little hairy. So instead of me beating myself up and saying, oh my God, I am hairy, or oh my God, I don't fit what society wants me to be, I'm not a hair, what is it called, a hairless mole rat, I am still beautiful, and these hairs are still extremely an extreme part of who I am, and there is nothing wrong with them. Something else that I clinged on to was my body, of course. I think society just absolutely makes it hard for someone to look at themselves in the mirror and be happy with it. But in the mirror exercise is kind of something that you have to keep working on. So for the body one was kind of tough. The hair one I could kind of just relate it to my dad, or correlate it to my dad, a good experience, thinking like, oh my God, I'm an extension of this man, made me feel good. So I was quickly able to just get past that. As far as my body image, that was hard, and it was something that I had to continuously practice at. But I remember looking in the mirror and just kind of embracing everything. Just looking at, okay, my chest is not as full as whoever created this norm of a full chest. It's not the norm. My waist is small, but it's not as small as whoever came up with a small waist standard. But I just kept looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, I've been with this body my whole life, right? So this is the arm that has done plenty of homework for me. This is the arm that feeds me. This is the arm that I get to use in the morning to do my hair. So, and this is the body. This is the body that was given to me, that I was privileged enough to have. I didn't work for this. Like, this body was given to me. These features were given to me. So why am I looking in the mirror and questioning and not loving this body, right? And then with much exercise, I started to enjoy it. And then the hairiness in the body are just 2 examples of the mirror exercise that I had to do to get confident. But I think it was so pivotal for me to be able to look in the mirror and just learn to love what I was looking at. This is who you are, right? And if you don't love it, how do you expect somebody else to? You have to be confident in that human being that is staring back at you, because that is you. Essentially, this is all part of who I am. So if I don't embrace it and I don't want to love it, how is somebody else gonna? And then also with time, I think my self-esteem started going up, and then what solidified my confidence is being able to look in the mirror, seeing what maybe society has qualified as flaws, and being able to embrace it and understand it and know it. So when somebody else came up to me and, for example, said, "Hey, Leanne, oh, looks like you're a B cup. Like, are you okay with that?" Or questioned anything about myself, or, "Oh, Leanne, you're hairy," or, "Hey, Leanne, you have a mustache," or anything that is part of who I am. If they questioned it, I had already owned it. I had already sat in the mirror with myself enough to see the beauty in who I am. So when they questioned it, they didn't rock. As you have built this confidence, then it starts translating in all areas of your life, not only personal, but also professional. You're able to walk in a room and be able to ask questions. So if you think you're not intelligent enough, and then you walk in the room and you have a question to ask, then you start questioning yourself. Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask this. But once you embody confidence, then you're like, hey, let me ask this question, because realistically, I just don't know, and I just want to learn. Because the more you learn, the more you're going to thrive, the more you're going to become more knowledgeable. You have to be able to ask questions. And then also, in your personal life, you're going to start attracting people that matters. A big lesson that I learned when I was building my confidence is the people that care and the people that love you never really question you. You start realizing that the people that question you or shake, that try to shake your confidence, are the people that don't matter. And then that gradually helped you to understand that you are not built for everyone. You were not created for everyone. You're not gonna fit everyone's standard. You're just not. But if you fit your own, if you're able to look in the mirror and say, this is the person I am, this is the person I love, and this is the person that is beautiful, this person that's intelligent, this person that's gonna thrive, this person is a go-getter, hustler, just an absolute incredible human being and soul. If you're able to tell yourself that and you have this confidence embodied in you, then anything anyone else says to you doesn't matter, right? You're no longer just a glass, right? Because if you're just a glass, anything people throw at you can penetrate, right? You become this wood wall, this fucking wall, just a strong foundation that no matter what anyone says or throws at you, it doesn't rock you, it doesn't shake you, because people are entitled to their opinions. So if I don't fit someone else's beauty, then that's okay. If I don't fit someone's idea of intelligent, or the idea of smart, whatever that means to them, then that's okay. So you have to, number one thing about this video, or core, because I'm going to give you the number one principle of it all every video, is the number one thing is you need to be okay with what you're looking at. You have to be confident in yourself. If you're going to allow these other layers that didn't come from you, your parents, your peers, your colleagues, the society, if you're going to let these other layers dominate or be the defining description of who you are, then you're not going to be an unshakable person. You're just not going to build the confidence. It's going to take time, right? It's going to take time for you to get there and be able to look at yourself and be confident, but practice. Repetition builds muscle. And once you practice, then you're able to look at a boyfriend that's maybe not treating you the best way, be able to look at him and say, the door is that way. Okay? Or being able to say, no, I am not going to let you treat me this way. You have to be able to make sure that your sense of confidence and self-esteem comes from within here, right? You are the most important. Make sure that you spend some time with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and take some time to even journal. I think journaling is probably one of the most important parts of my life, to find out, outside of what society says you are, who you really are inside. Be able to look at your flaws, own them, and love them, because they're part of what makes you who you are, who makes you uniquely who you are. And then from there you'll become an unshakable. I can't explain the feeling or the freedom that I have now to be able to know who I am and embody this confidence that no matter what anyone says to me, they can't shake me. Like, I'm Leanne, this is who I am. I own every part of what I am. So even if you think you're gonna bring up something to me that might make me question myself, you can't. I spend a lot of time with myself. I look in the mirror and I am absolutely just grateful to be who I am. I know I didn't earn this body, I didn't earn this mind, I didn't earn this heart. Someone gave it to me. Someone trusted me with it. So the least I could do is be able to look at myself and love it. And I encourage you to do the same. I really hope you do the mirror exercise and continuously work on it. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be organic the first time you try, but with practice it will get better. All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think about it. I try to make the videos not too long, so you're actually watching to the end. But if you have any questions, you want to talk some more, please let me know. Comment below, and we can exchange info and discuss it a little bit more. And I could just kind of maybe get into me finding my confidence in it a little bit in a deeper form. Okay, I hope you enjoyed again. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace and love. LO signing out.